Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 Mini and Mini Pro expected second quarter 2010. Marketing departments can be idiots, something that's plainly obvious when it comes to the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 Mini and Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 Mini Pro, two exceptionally wordy product names that are likely to cause confusion amongst customers. The Xperia X10 Mini and Mini Pro are two interesting devices in their own right. A pair of very compact Android phones. The Mini and Mini Pro have been styled to look like the original Xperia X10, but they're clearly not the same thing. Perhaps they should have been called the Xperia X8 and X9, but clearly marketing thought that would be too simple. The names are one thing, but these two devices themselves are likely to polarize opinions, because those technical wizards at Sony Ericsson have just made what is probably the world's smallest Android handset. But is a tiny Android device actually going to be useful? Let's start by looking at the smaller of the two devices, the Sony Ericsson Xperia X10 Mini. Weighing just 88 grams and measuring only 83 by 50 by 16 millimeters, the X10 Mini features a 2.55-inch 240 by 320 pixel touchscreen display on the front and a 5-megapixel camera on the back. Despite the tiny size and light weight, the X10 Mini packs in Wi-Fi, GPS, 3.5G support, microSD expandable memory, 2GB supplied as standard, a multimedia player, FM radio and a 3.5mm audio socket. Inside is a 600MHz Qualcomm processor and 128MB of RAM. Talk time on 3G is a shade under 4 hours with up to 15-day standby time. In other words, the X10 Mini offers precisely everything you'd expect to find in an Android phone, apart from the small screen and diminutive size. There is no doubt that this is an impressive achievement. The Xperia X10 Mini Pro adds what appears to be a quite well-designed slide-out QWERTY keyboard, bringing the device up to a much heavier 120 grams and 90 by 52 by 17 millimeters in size. Although we've seen lighter messaging devices, we can't think of one that adds so many other features. So, apart from the screen, the X10 Mini and X10 Mini Pro are a pair of no-compromise Android touchscreen phones that can do pretty much everything that bigger ones can, except for the screen. You see, the screen is really the problem here. A 2.55-inch display is only a fraction larger than what you'd find in something like the Nokia N79. The actual Xperia X10 comes with a whopping 4-inch display with more than 5 times the pixel count, and in our view the tiny screens on the Mini and Mini Pro just don't cut it. However, it could well be that there's a large slice of the market who are looking for exactly this type of phone. After all, you assume that Sony Ericsson did do some market research before launching it. Both the Xperia X10 Mini and Mini Pro will be available in the second quarter of 2010. The Mini comes in black, white, lime, pink, red and silver colours. The Mini Pro comes in a rather more sober choice of black and red. No guidance on price was available at the time of going to press.